As you see right now, a tough start for the Washington Commanders and Carson Wentz. But the good news is you get a win against the Minnesota Vikings, but then the following week, a loss to the Eagles. Could they lose to the Texans? Yeah, I got them losing to the Texans. The Atlanta Falcons, however, there's a dub. The New York Giants, listen, there's a dub. Now you got the bye week. Now things are rolling. You play the Giants basically in back-to-back weeks, but unfortunately, I'm going to have the Giants taking that one in Washington. On the road in San Francisco is probably not going to work out. The Cleveland Browns, and then let's just close this out. Dallas Cowboys fighting for a playoff spot. I have that for a loss. Unfortunately, the best case scenario here is that Wentz looks like the guy who nearly won the MVP for Philadelphia back in.
What the hell, boy?
Take a loss to the Green Bay Packers right there, but we'll beat Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith is 0-2 against the Bears, okay? So I know a lot of people are excited for that game. No. They've handled them. But against the New York Giants on the road, I'm going to take a loss right there. A loss to the Minnesota Vikings on the road. I don't like putting it up there, but I got to be realistic. Win over the Washington Commanders. A game against Mac Jones. Justin Fields, Mac Jones should be a lot of fun. On the road at Foxborough. How about a loss? The Bears have played very well, though, against the Dallas Cowboys in recent years. I'm going to take a win there. Take a win over the Miami Dolphins as well. I think that should be a pretty good matchup. And then, you know what? I know Detroit's going to be a lot better this season. I don't know that it's always going to translate into wins. I'll give the Lions the win there as the Bears take the loss. But then you come back, you play the Atlanta Falcons, win. Tough road game against the New York Jets, but I think that's a win. What do we do against the Green Bay Packers? Is it possible that the Bears actually beat the Packers this season? I think so. They played them very well last year. A couple of things didn't go their way, and of course the Packers swept the series, but not this year. So give me a win right there. You go on a bye week. You want to avenge the double doink at some point. That's not going to be it. You're not going to beat the Buffalo Bills in a potential Super Bowl matchup, but wins against the Lions and the Vikings to close this out. Listen, best case scenario, the defense is pretty good. Fields develops, and this team makes a run into.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Working out in their favor. Back-to-back losses to open the season. But hey, look, it opens up a little bit. You got the Detroit Lions. That should be a pretty, I don't want to say easy victory, but you know what I mean. But then they got the Saints. Saints lost, but against the Chicago Bears. I'll have them taking one game against the Chicago Bears, even though that pains me to say as a Bears fan. But they go on the road to face the Miami Dolphins right before the bye week. Give me a loss right there. But then they got the bye, an opportunity to regroup. O'Connell's got some familiarity going up against the Arizona Cardinals. So give me a win right there for the Vikings. But a loss against the Commanders, a loss against the Buffalo Bills, and then you got the Dallas Cowboys here. Another tough one. I gotta say, the Dallas Cowboys end up taking that one, but Thursday night game against the New England Patriots. Give me a win right there. Give me a win against the New York Jets, and now you're starting to think this team could take a little bit of a run. Like, okay, we're feeling good about ourselves, but you got the Lions. That's gonna be a loss. You got the Indianapolis Colts, though. I see a win over the Colts. I see a win over the New York Giants. You're 7-8. Can they make a run? Can they sneak into the playoffs? Well, unfortunately, they got a game against the Green Bay Packers, and I have the Chicago Bears beating them in the season finale. Best case scenario, O'Connell is all that. The Vikings take the North. There is talent there. Worst case, they're just not as good as everybody seems to think.
Stop it. Get some help.
Beat the Denver Broncos before going on the road again. This is all very confusing. Stay with me. But they take a loss right there. Heading into their bye week, they're 3-2. Feeling pretty good about themselves. They got the Houston Texans coming out of the bye week. That should be a win. They're going up against the New Orleans Saints on the road. A very tough game. I have them beating Dennis Allen, a former Raiders coach himself, on the road against Jacksonville. This is actually a tougher game than I think a lot of people will give them credit for, but I still have them getting a win right there. I have them beating the Indianapolis Colts at home before going on the road to face the Denver Broncos in Week 11. They're going to take a loss right there. Week 12 against the Seattle Seahawks. That should be a win, but then they have a very tough stretch against the LA teams right here. I have them losing against the LA Chargers, which last season, this was the game that knocked the Chargers out of the playoffs, losing against the LA Rams on the road once again, but beating the New England Patriots. Week 16, they got the Steelers in the anniversary of the Immaculate Reception, taking a win right there, taking a win. And then even though the Raiders are pretty much assured a playoff spot going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, I have them beating the Chiefs, and this will be the second consecutive year that the...
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn...